What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys been out there building shit. Believing what God gave you, taking on projects, building, fixing, creating. So a couple weeks ago, I took you on a trip and we went and bought this 1985 Ford F350 with 12-foot steel dump bed, 6.9 IDI diesel engine, 4-speed manual transmission. On the 4-hour drive home, this happened. That's all I'm getting. Embarrassing. If you ain't checked out the video going picking up the truck, you should go back and check it out. Be really appreciated. Get a couple more views for this small YouTuber trying to grow a channel. But in today's video, we're going to change out the starter and do a couple other repairs on her. So let's get to it. Luckily, in my container of junk, somewhere back in here, I should have a starter from the U-Haul. This one's a high torque gear reduction version of the starter. But remember, in the truck, we've got a stock one. So bolts on these are 1/2 inch. But remember, guys, use 1/4 inch drive because it's skinny enough to fit up past and get to the spots that you need to on that stock starter. Got my spare starter removed from that spacer plate. That was from a C6. It's junk to me now. I'm just gonna go ahead and scrap it. Oh man, this tire in the way. Trying to get in here to open this hood on an unfamiliar truck. Super frustrating. We've got a nickname for this truck now though. I'll tell it to you towards the end of the video. Stick around. So we removed both the negatories, so this truck no longer has power to it. Now I can get underneath there and unhook that live wire, not have to worry about it arcing out. Had to go grab my glasses, keep the crap out of my eyes. Push this big cable here over so that I can get to that nut because it was down here underneath in my way. And to get this wire out of the way, I used me a big extension here, stuck it up against there, and then whacked the other end with a hammer to get it to twist. Looks like I got pretty decent access now. Now let's get that nut off. And of course it was a different size. We went to millimeters. We got a 15 mil on that one. We got 2 bolts here on the bottom, and then one is supposed to be up there, but it looks like previous owner didn't feel like putting the difficult one in, so they just went ahead and attached this starter with 2 bolts. Now I brought it down after I got that loose and got it set here on a block so that I'm not stretching that wire. Now we got to take off that little wire. I got a feeling this might have been why it wasn't starting, because I never loosened this, guys. You can see that's kind of melting around there a little. I wasn't making a good connection for a while, so this starter actually might be still good, but I'm still going to use the gear reduction better one. It's easier to put in anyways. So this wire was all, the casing was all split, and I didn't want it to arc out eventually, so went ahead and hit it with electric tape, got it protected better. So now to get this guy in, and luckily this nut off of here is the same size as this one because I don't got it. First step for me, take the screw out of the small post, and we're gonna get that wire put back in there and screwed in so we're not messing with that tiny stuff up in there once it's mounted and hard to get to. So I'm gonna use these less crusty bolts that I had, not the ones that came out. We got that wire connected, so now time to get it up and in there, start getting the bolts started. So first order of business, I've got to bend this so that none of it's touching the case, and I think I'm going to take this little tab off which keeps it from rotating because it's the wrong way and I can't flip this cable because I mean it's a battery cable, it's pretty thick. And then the next order of business is My dump pump wire is over here, but it's too short because the solenoid stuff used to be over here. Now it's over there. But luckily, they've got it pinned up to the chassis with a zip tie. And I'm fluent in zip ties, so I can cut those and bring it out somewhere down further, and so that it's able to reach our post there. I've got both of them on there. I'm gonna have to re-zip tie this somewhere up in here. But now I gotta get that last starter bolt into the top one. I'm able to reach around, get it into the hole, and then use an extension and stuff and come way out here and tighten it. Got those tight, got that tight, everything's in. We'll see if the truck turns over now. Alright. Oh yeah, helps to connect the batteries, guys. Let's do that. So we got uno conecto, we got doso conecto. Let's see how she likes a new starter in her. Oh, what the? Still doing the same thing. Alrighty guys, so I used the wire, tried running it down to the starter, still couldn't get it to click over. I was arcing the solenoid, couldn't get it to click over. Ended up pulling it back out, was using jumper cables, jumping straight to it, couldn't get it to kick over. Thought maybe the batteries were bad, hooked up a charger, still couldn't get it to. Got pretty frustrated, so I ended up pulling the batteries, pulling the starter, and I took the old starter, the newish starter that I thought was good out of the U-Haul, and the batteries all down. Batteries are good. Old starter completely junk, won't do nothing. New starter, motor's good, but the solenoid is not clicking over. So, cha-ching! Had to buy a whole nother starter, even though that one was practically brand new. Only used it for a few months in the U-Haul, and it's been sitting in the shop. Pretty frustrating. Maybe I could tear this thing apart and figure it out, but I just went ahead and grabbed one so that I know that it's good. I can throw it in and get this new truck that I bought working again. Got the new starter, not the out of the garage new. Got the batteries reinstalled. Got that wire re-zip tied up to the frame from the dump pump. And if you want to be certified in zip tie, you gotta cut the tails off, guys. That's a certified zip tie install. Let's jump in here, hit the key, cross those fingers. Alrighty, now come on, baby. Well, it's turning over. Let's hit her with some Cosby sauce. I just kind of push this down and out of the way. Give her a little squirt ski. Should get her to fire. Oh, come on now. We need to give her another little squirt. Alright, gave her another little squirt. Let's go. Sounds like we've got some air intrusion too. But she fired. I win. Chopper Dog likes going for rides, guys. So I let him take the wheel for now. But I'm going to show you guys the business end of this thing, why we bought it. And I think that it's a little out of fluid. As it goes up, you can kind of hear it bubbling. There you go. Hear that? It's running out of fluid, guys. So to check that, come over here to the dump pump. Don't get under here with it up in the air. You don't want your neck shortened. But we're gonna have to put a little more hydraulic fluid in there. So I got the funnel. But then I got to looking at this cap and it's literally open on the, got a hole. So we're gonna have to figure out a plug for that too, that still allows the air in and out, but doesn't allow mud, junk, gunk, and crud to get into our hydraulic pump. Something else I just noticed, as these are going down, those lines are going right up against that muffler. That's no good. Something else we're gonna have to fix up. I think I'm gonna get rid of that muffler anyways. Came in here to the kitchen sink, stole the corner off my wife's sponge. Sorry babe, love you. So now I stuck that sponge into that cap for the hydraulics. And then now I've got a vitamin water lid. And if you look down inside, see those little divots I cut? That way it'll give it places to breathe. And now I'm going to combine these into a cap that won't funnel dirt and gunk down into my hydraulic system. Use the knife from the pocket, poked holes in the edge of that, and I crisscrossed a couple zip ties. So we got the sponge in there and a cap now to prevent mud, dirt, water, and grime from going into our hydraulic pump. Don't forget guys, you want to do a certified zip tie install, cut your damn tails off. There we go. Now we got us a cap for our hydraulic system. I'm going to go reinstall it. I don't know if y'all's paying attention or not, but I use blue so it matches the truck. When I was looking at the pictures of this thing, I didn't even realize that it had stake pockets. They're just so full of dirt and crud. They're full. It's even. So I'm using a rod and kind of breaking that stuff up and pulling it out. My next steps to making this truck usable is to do some sort of side so the stuff doesn't just slide on out. So I jumped into my burn pile, I jumped into my junk pile, because as you guys know, I'm moving and I've been getting rid of things, burning things, trying to give things away, etc. But I'm just going to use what I've got and at least build some little short sides on here, and so that I can secure some junk and get rid of it, take it to the dump, take it to the scrap place, whatever. Laid that on there, used a screw, I scratched the bottom right at the length of the bed, so I'm gonna flip it over, get that piece cut off. Alrighty guys, so we got our uprights cut down, got two for the back, cut down our long ones. We got a square, our impact, and some screws. So I'm going to put these uprights and square them up and get them screwed in to these horizontal pieces that I'm going to use. So that's what I come up with, guys. I'm not going to bore you with the whole video how I built them. It's basically all pretty basic, but I will show you one little trick that I've learned. What we'll call the tailgate, I went ahead and tapered these ends so they're easier to slide in and out. You're not wrestling with them when you get to the dump trying to pull those out and so that you can dump. And I know they're not perfect, but they're made out of junk, out of my wood burning pile, out of my junk pile, for free, from stuff that I had laying around, and they are going to help when I'm taking a left, busting a right, so I don't have to worry about the stuff on that flatbed going whoom, right on off. Looks like someone had a little accident. Mashed the tailpipe. We started burning this. Ugh, I bet that keeps her from breathing too well. We'll have to cut that off. Sure, that was causing a bit of a restriction. So hopefully she'll breathe a little better now. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. That's the beginning of the repairs on old Blue Nose here. Told you stick around, I'd let you know the nickname. That's what we named her, Blue Nose. Now don't be a hater. Hit that like button before you take off. Really appreciate it. Helps this small YouTuber grow. Helps me beat those evil algorithms. Hit that subscribe button. You want to see future IDI content, future repairs on old Blue Nose here. Definitely going to be doing some injector return lines. Going to be doing a couple scrap runs here in the next couple weeks. And I've also got a video coming up hauling about 10,000 pounds up over the mountain with her. Alrighty guys, till next time, believe in what God gave you. Keep building shit.